Good morning, France. How you doing? I have no idea what we're doing today, but we're doing stuff and things. But hi. How is everybody? Let's turn my ring light here. It's gray and dreary today. There's snow. Fantasy is first, Mildred's is second, Necromancer is third, and Nefficus is fourth, Ross Riders is fifth. Hi, everybody. Let me catch up what you all been saying. Fantasy's on a 20 stream watch streak. Wow. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. You guys always show up, and you guys are superheroes for that. Let's see. I'll just see in the starting soon screen. Yeah, that's what you usually see for the first 15 minutes or so. Take your meds. Yes, indeed. It's Morocco time. If you haven't taken your medicines or your vitamins that you're supposed to, take them. Don't take things you're not supposed to. That's bad. Need to eat first, then take meds. Can't eat because family's downstairs. Don't want to deal with family right now. Just ignore them. It's Ross. Just ignore it. Take your meds on time. Neff, don't forget to take your meds. Do I have to start sending you a morning meta reminder? You just, what? What? Normally you can't do that. You're not supposed to. Did the cats knock something over on your keyboard? Normally that would destroy a keyboard. I've always wanted to get like a really nice mechanical keyboard, but I can never find one that I want to spend the money on because there's so many cute ones out there, and it's like, a gross smear of stinky. Well, I'm glad you got it cleaned. I mean, you should take your keys off and properly clean your keyboard every once in a while. So what's great about the keyboards is you can remove the keys. It's better if you have one of those key removal tools so you don't break the things. But if you don't, every once in a while. And Neff, do I have to start sending you a meta reminder in the morning? I wonder if there's a Discord bot that I could get that'll send a daily reminder to the people who sign up for it. Thanks for the hydrate, Neff, and the stretch. I'm going to take a slow one because I haven't quite had a stretch this morning. Everybody stretch. It's good for you. Oh, Neff has pooped the snoot. It is the poop snoot, like the droop snoot, but it is the snoot that gets very rarely booped. The boop snoot. Thank you for the snoot boop, Neff. It has been such a long time since my snoot was booped. I have missed it a little bit. I've been thinking and wondering what it would take to insulate the garage. Or at least part of the garage, because we don't use the garage as like an actual garage. We use the garage as like basically a shed. Fantasia's boob neff snoot, the boop wars begin. Yeah. I went out into the garage yesterday to get my level to hang up my little shelves that I have to hold my tiny figurines. I need to make another one of those shelves. I need to make a second one, or rather a third one. I've had these little shelves my whole life. I think my dad made them or grandpa made them, but I need to make my own. They're just I think they're raw pine. Raw pine with a quarter-inch dowel for the rails, but I took the rails out. And I found out that my uncle Grim, we'll call him my uncle Grim, my dad's friend, Griznak. Griznak is his WoW name. So my uncle Griznak, he's gonna be selling his house in like a year, and he was asking my dad if he wants his tools. And my dad's like, "Oh, I got nowhere to keep them." But I'm like, "Well, if I clean the garage, you'll have a place." So, I really got to get working on that so that I can, especially if he's got a planer. I would really, really love to have a planer. It's one of the most useful tools you could have. A planer and a miter saw. A track saw would be better, but miter saw is pretty useful. I can just use a miter box if I really need to, but yeah, I know. But my dad said no, and I was like, "Mm." So I might ask my dad to talk to Uncle Grisnack and find out what tools he has, and then make a pared down selection. But I would love to have those tools for Larptown. Welcome back, Ross. I think that was more common on Mewjuice's washing her keyboard in the kitchen sink. Because it is kind of a strange activity. Are you, Mewjuice, able to at least make sure it's properly well and very thoroughly dried so the circuit boards don't corrode? Put it in the oven at very low heat. Don't take that advice. The lead would probably melt. By lead, I mean your solder. Most temperatures, most ovens these days can't go below 170 Fahrenheit, which is infuriating. Like, let me set the temperature of my oven as low as I want it. They're like, no, you don't need less than 170. And I'm like, well, what if I do? Oh, no, Neff. The garage is not insulated. Because I can see the exterior wall between the studs. The face you make. Yeah, no, there's the exterior wall of the garage has no insulation in it. It doesn't even have It doesn't even have uh, sheathing on it. It's just also, when they built this house, they were using another product. I think it's called like Durarock or something. So the exterior sheathing on this house isn't even OSB. The entire house is not even made out of OSB. It's made out of this Durarock stuff or whatever it is. Yeah, we use it as a second freezer in the winter. No, we call our house a rigid tent, Ross. It's fine. You can make fun of our house. It's totally fine. There is insulation in the ceiling and the upper part of the wall where like there's a bedroom, and the interior facing walls are insulated. And there's the door on it is a big insulated like heavy door. It's like a heavy duty door into the garage. The one where there's that step that broke, destroyed my knee. Oh yeah, no, the companies that built these houses were really super cheap. This house was built in 1983. I found out, which means the potential for the popcorn ceilings in the house to contain asbestos is fairly high because it was still in the supply chain after it was banned and they had to use it up. So it's possible that my ceilings contain asbestos. It's also possible that the carpets contain lots of terrible things. It's no wonder I was sick my whole life. Our house was built so inefficiently for Canadian climate. Imagine how it was built for West Virginia and then drop the temperature to -50 and dump 6 feet of snow on it. Well, at least the snow was insulating. Snow is a great insulator. That's why we built igloos in Quincy's. It's an absolutely fantastic insulator. It's just cold as fuck to touch. Apparently you can make like an equivalent of aerogel out of potato starch. And also, sheep's wool is a pretty good insulation alternative. You can get sheep's wool insulation batting. Well, let's see if I can find some information about that. Let's see. In addition to its environmental credentials, wool insulation provides performance advantage. Sheep wool leaves no negative footprint in the ecosystem since it is biodegradable, and rock wool does not burn. Because wool is denser, it also outperforms fiberglass if you need sound reduction. Another plus for rock wool. Why is it? I thought rock wool was something else. Rock wool, another plus for rock wool is that when it is used for blow-in application or blow-on applications to seal well cavities, it's as effective as cellulose insulation and superior in performance in comparison to bat or roll-on applications of fiberglass insulation. I thought rock wool was something different from... Okay, so this one... Ah. Yeah, apparently this article, I said sheep's wool, and they chose the word wool to refer to rock wool, and they just use that interchangeably. We're the sheepdogs. Yeah, yeah. This article was misleading. Ross is making weird quotes. Yeah, it also is a natural mold suppressant, so you don't have to do anything to it. That's the other thing. It doesn't uh it doesn't do the cotton candy thing when it gets wet. Yes. Yes, it's that's the brand's website, which is why I was looking for like a separate article that's more neutral. It's just the article I found initially. It was saying wool insulation, but it was talking about rock wool insulation without actually prefacing that it was talking about rock wool and not sheep's wool. Even though my search was specifically sheep's wool insulation versus fiberglass. Ah, this one is also probably, yep. This is an insulation company. Natural product, renewable and biodegradable. Whereas your pink stuff is made out of the of glass and plastic apparently. Superior moisture management because it breathes. Because sheep get wet in nature and they can't afford to be wet out in nature, otherwise they would die. Oh, I'm using DuckDuckGo. I'm slowly de-googling. If I could get rid of my email addresses with Google, I would, but I can't. There's still one Google product I can't get rid of. I've started to slouch again. Settled into my seat, not slouching, but settled into my seat. My avatar is just looking off into the universe. Posture check, everybody on Shrimp Spines. It's more, I became more relaxed as opposed to slouching. Yeah, about 20 years ago. It's when they got rid of the don't be evil mandate. Now this booped fantasy snoot. Boop wars continue. The other thing about like wool is You can also handle it without wearing a mask. You're not going to get like lung damage from breathing it in by accident. You don't get itchy unless you're allergic to sheep, of course. It's naturally fire resistant. Yeah, apparently it has better thermal performance too. Choosing wool insulation supports agricultural practices. Sheep naturally produce wool every year and it can be shorn without harming the animals, which is even better. A vegan would tell you you're not allowed to take it, even though if you don't shear the sheep of their wool, the sheep that we've bred produce so much wool that it can actually be damaging to them if you don't. It's like our cows. We've bred cows in such a way that if they don't get milked, it's actually harmful to them. Apparently, edgelord is a bullying word. Can't believe edgelord is considered bullying. Edgelord is a term for when somebody's being cringe AF and you need them to stop because you're like, man, you are causing me mental damage. If anything, being an edgelord is bullying others. I boop you, Death. You have been booped. Boop, boop. Everything's a slur of bullying now, yeah. I think being an edgelord is bullying others. God, I hate edgelords. They're so more edges than bismuth. But yeah, if I had to choose an insulation, it would probably be sheep's wool. It can do blown-in insulation, batting. It has acoustic insulation, which would be like great for an office. The reason I don't I don't like blown-in insulation in walls, like in like an attic, it's fine. But the blown-in stuff, I dodge like the Matrix. I dodge like Neo. You cannot strike me death. Well, I can't dodge those. But I'll take the hydrate, thank you. Uh, what was I saying? Oh, blown in insulation in the walls. It settles after a while, and then you have to add more. You might as well just put the batting in. Well, when you think about it, Neff, the sheer volume of insulation that we would need from sheep, we would have to, like, there would be a waiting list for insulation. That's probably why we started manufacturing it. We would need a lot of sheep. And then you need to set the forest on fire. Yeah, grazing it. You'd need a lot of land for grazing those sheep and raising them. That's why Ireland doesn't have any. Ireland and Scotland don't really have any forests anymore. And they're working really hard to bring the forests back, is because they cleared the forests to graze sheep. And that's why they're having ecological problems in those countries. The same thing with England. And now instead of building forests, they build cities on it. It's like southern Ontario was our best farming land in Canada, and we're doing nothing but building Toronto on it. Like, let's move Toronto to the north. The people can handle the snow and the snow removal, and we'll use the south for farming. Plus, keeping us that close to the border, anyways, nowadays. Pfft. Need to start building military bases along our border. I can't tell whether your what is the wait, what am I saying, or is like what is Ross saying. Are you kidding? Neff, Toronto gets an inch of snow and they shut down. Like, just normal snow. They completely grind to a halt. Torontonians don't know how to drive in snow. Even I know how to drive in snow, and I don't even have my full driver's license. Yeah, Ross, you need to learn to relax. I just make fun of everything now, and that's how I get over it. Well, they can learn to deal with the snow. Of course, then they would cut down all the forests in the boreal forest, and that would suck too. We'll just all put them all in Montreal. Those guys can't drive either. And they get so much more snow. They get hammered with snow all the time, and yet they still can't drive. We just need to do to Toronto like the rest of uh, past Canada did to our native people and put them in the worst possible land. Now, the only reason Toronto exists where it does and how it does is because of the St. Lawrence Seaway and how profitable it was to build there. The most optimal day for driving, clear skies, dry asphalt, ideal temperature. The Quebecois still can't drive. That is very true. And then they come over to Ottawa, and you're like, fuck. uh, and then they complain about too many English signs. Aw. Well, Fantasy, I hope your day gets better. Enjoy your nap. Go take a nap in the shade or curl up by the fire in Necromancer's Crypt. It's nice and quiet there. Yeah. At least you would think it's quiet there. I guess Necromancer probably has like a second mansion at this point, and he's got a crypt out in the backyard. And the party's just constantly in the mansion. I haven't seen Necromancer today at all. Except for like very early on. He must be working. What do you think is it? Oh, yep. There he is. That's the silent crypt. No, Necrocon is at a different location. I think by now we've just built a like a convention center. Necromancer owns the hotel. And he just lets everybody everybody stay there for Necromancer Dark on TV. Welcome to my crypt. Don't you mean crib? Necromancer, I said what I said. Let's go! Oh, I love that. MTV's Crypts. This little Kremlin laugh. You guys crack me up. I love you guys so much. I have done nothing today. It's been an hour and I've drawn a piece of paper badly. It's one of those days we're just vibing. Update stream title. Just vibing. There we go. I know, I just want to watch that video. Vibing. The seals. The song was pretty rad. I'm stuck mad now. God damn it. Maybe we should just play Minecraft while we chat. How about that? Because I don't think I'm going to get anything drawn today. Should we? I mean, the skeletons are ideal for a hotel. They take up very little space. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't need breaks. They aren't bothered by any mess imaginable. That's true. Trying to think of what I would need for like a little cleansing ceremony. They don't talk either. They just clank. Clinks and clanks. Call them all chuckles. Chuckle bones. What's a skeleton's favorite snack? I don't know. Bones? Ribs! Spare ribs! That video lives rent-free in my head, by the way. They just clack all the time. Which might be more annoying than talking. I don't know. You can grease the joints to reduce the clatter. So you can get the WD-40. Get the hydraulic grease. Rattle 'em, boys. Some lame pun picture in an animation of skeletons in the 1920s and 30s gangster outfits, Tommy guns. That's actually really cute. The humans have not changed. We had the kitchen order an extra bucket of lard. The skeletons are drying up. Christ. Oh, you killed me. That's right up there with enter, get the spatula, the naked cat stuck to the glass table again. Aw, fantasy. Give you hugs. Have you taken any meds that you're supposed to take? For what it's worth. Yeah, that's the problem with soda. It's addictive. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Trying to clean up the file a little bit. It's a smidge smaller. It might be a sign you need to cut back on the soda altogether. Yeah. If you're getting withdrawal like that, that's not good. Sugar activates the same centers of the brain as it's either heroin or cocaine. If you get a lot of sugar, you should start cutting back very slowly so you don't get withdrawal symptoms, especially if you have mental health problems. Medic. Oops, that was not medicine I gave you. That was a potion of disappointment. Patient. I feel the same. Medic. Well, it looks like you were a disappointment before you drank it. Ah! I love it. It's hilarious. Medic is... I like Medic. He's funny. Draymare is just more edges than bismuth. But Medic's funny as hell. Oh, yeah, well, that doesn't help. My condolences to you and whoever's family it was. I don't go to funerals. I just won't. I'm very much a fan of that one culture where they're like instead of a somber funeral, they have like a fucking party. When I die, if people mourn my death, I'm gonna be upset with them. I want people to have a party and remember the good times and just overall have fun. Remember me in a way that's uplifting. Cause goddamn, hate misery. Spent too much of my life being miserable. I can be miserable when I'm dead. Yeah. What all was on this layer? Just that. Okay. Your friend? Oh, I'm sorry. That's hard. Oops. It was weird. Key was not selecting properly. Strange. Did that at my grandfather's funeral. Do not mourn the loss. Celebrate the life he had. Absolutely. The RPG that Sai and I were working on, there was a species called the Enmeri, and they do something kind of like that, but they also they plant a tree in the Forest of Souls, and the Forest of Souls is managed by someone called the Keeper of the Souls, and that forest is maintained for 2 generations, I think, and then the forest is moved. So there will be like age brackets. There will be a couple of forests operating in one area, and there will be like a bracket where you're buried at this Forest of Souls, and then like your kids are buried at this one, and so they live their life as a tree, their next life as a tree, and then that tree in that little forest area is like set back to wilderness after 2 generations, and by then the trees are all grown up and they can be used for forestry, and if the tree dies or is cut down or used, that's the soul moving back into the cycle, and then they'll be reborn. There's lots of talking and loudness happening outside. Close the door a little bit. My dad talks very loud. Must be where I get it from. I just don't. I know that he won't want people hearing what he's saying. So. But yeah, that's how the and Mary simultaneously take care of their environment and oh, there's Stream Boo. Deny. Yeah, that's how the Mary simultaneously take care of their dead and take care of the environment. So they cremate their dead and then they bury them in the Forest of Souls and use the ashes as fertilizer for a sapling. And if you're wondering why I'm making these so small, it's because this file is huge. What is the image size of this? This file is 55 inches wide with 31 inches tall. It's really big. Let's go to 100%. This is the file at 100%. This is like 25 or 26 point font. And take that out. Let's condense some things here. Oh, there's Cheese opening my door again. Coming in to see the cat.
He's hiding somewhere.
He might still be downstairs.
Oh.
Or he's buried under the blankets. It's one or the other. Check under the sheepskin just in case.
No. Huh.
Yeah, I know. Dreymare isn't as fun as Medic. Medic is just a silly character. Dreymare is a bit serious.
I can't find him. He's hiding somewhere.
It's not under this blanket.
No, check the bed, check the box, check everything.
Did you check the basement?
Could be in it.
Well, he'll sometimes go downstairs and sleep in Papa's office. Close the door again, because Papa's quite loud. Not all the way, Cheese. Crikey. Sorry, my leg is itchy again. I need to, Oh, wrong layer. I'm just trying to condense things down a bit. Because I know the file is giant. I'm just gonna... compress things. I really love Clip Studio scaling. Like it's really nice. I need to come up with a pattern for this bag, but I've never made a bag before. I think it would be better to draw like a front profile and a side profile instead of just this little 3/4 view that I got going on. Because I was looking at like a lot of really cool bag designs. And I definitely want to do some nice leather tooling. This is going to be a leather bag. And I want it to have sort of a shape like this. Like an unusual shape. At the very least, the front I've never designed a bag before, you can tell. Because it has to be able to sit flat against the body at the back. We're just going to sketch things out here. And it's going to have the belt loops. And it needs to be fairly wide. So it's going to come out and down. It's going to have a flap. This is a world's worst sketch. And then it's going to have its little latch thing here. And I do want it to come out fairly wide, so the question is, do I make this top part square? It's definitely going to have some kind of gusset to accommodate for opening and closing. So I think it's probably just actually going to be a square at the top. Because I want it to be a chunky little bag, but looks like it has weight and volume, but not be too heavy, you know. And the internal is going to I want its shape to be fairly distinct, you know. A little bit round. So I think I just put Draymir back to the Never Realm. It's good to try different kinds of characters. Like, I have so many characters that I have junked over the years. It's just like, you're not great. You got qualities that I like, but you don't work as a character. Some characters I split into 2 or even 3. It worked out better that way. I know the villain from my novel I split into 2 different people, and one of them became actually a character that works against the villain, but not necessarily one of like the main heroes, or just someone who's working in the background against them. Which is weird when you take the villain out of the villain character, and then the villain character that was originally your villain is no longer your villain. And they're working against them. That was a weird experience. I was like, what did I just do? You found him, did you?
What do you found me?
Nickies. So, I'm thinking of having 2 compartments in this bag, kind of offset from one another. This is the one with all of the puzzles in it. And it's just a big pile of puzzles. And this side is going to have the cleansing ritual stuff. So if you get one that you really don't like, you can do a cleansing ritual for a couple of copper. And I just take the old one from you and any contents that were in it, and I fold it back up and I put it back in the in the pile. And it's probably going to be like some incense sticks and like a bowl One of those like little singing bowl things on a little stand. I have no idea what I'm drawing. I'm thinking about some things. So this stuff's gonna go in there. And my payments will just be kept in this little bag here. I need to find a place to get some really nice fasteners. But the majority of the bag is going to be taken up by the puzzles. So I think largely the side panel is going to be maybe 2 ounce leather. And these ones are going to be like 5 to 7. I think anything higher than that's going to be too much. I have some 3 ounce that Rather gave me, but I think 3 ounce is too much for the gussets, but it's too light for the main body. And I've seen some really cool fasteners in the past. This is the wrong window. I don't know exactly what to search for. I should find out where the Tandy is and go there at some point. I definitely want the design on the bag to be a lotus. That's their preferred symbol for like fortune telling and stuff. A mystical. They're very curious plants. Beautiful too. Sorry, looking at bag closures, and I'm just like, that's interesting. Never seen that before. So it's like a weird twist lock thing. Here, I'll bring it up. It's a fascinating closure. Oh, oh god. Fucking autoplay. Christ. When I clicked on that, I did not know that that was a video. Apparently they have fan-shaped ones. Let's unplug that drive. That doesn't need to be plugged in. This is kind of a neat closure. It's not what I'm looking for, but it's very much on the Demora side of things. I just don't like the shiny chrome because it gets like fingerprints and stuff. I like matte stuff. Aged brass. And antique gold. All this shiny chrome stuff. Blech. Ah, leather bag closures, types, and names. That would help. No, it tells me types and names of leather bags, not the leather bag closures. Lies! God, there are so many. Never's redeemed a streak and a hydrate. And his boop my snoot. It is the boop snoot. Make the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. Where did that... Oh, I closed those. Yeah, I got a little bit quiet. I work best when I got people to bounce off of. And also when I'm not distracted looking at leather fasteners. Let's try Tandy. Let's see what they have in their hardware section. And death is also a redeemed hydrate. Thank you for dehydrate. Dehydrate? Okay, well now that I'm looking for a clasp. Clasp closure. These ones look like bees. Not what I'm looking for, but they look like bees. Look at them bees. I should show this to Arius. Be like, look, it's a bee! Bee closures. Bees! Not the bees! Or, the favorite card against Cards Against Humanity. Bees? It's the question mark that gets you. I also have ones shaped like birds. They're actually kind of cute. I love it how they have a $1 US coin with the Statue of Liberty on it. So where did that come from? They have ones that look like deer. There's more bees. That's funny. There's a very particular one that I've seen in the past at the medieval fair. And I'm wondering where they got the closure from. Because I would very much like those closures. When I looked at the Tandy website, they just really didn't have anything that I thought worthwhile on there. Maybe buckle lock is the kind of thing I'm looking for. Yeah, the closest thing I've seen so far on this list is the buckle lock. So let's try searching that. Hello? Buckle lock clasp. Swing arms, hasps. Not what I'm looking for. If you search for buckle lock, you start getting like seat belts. Michael, why is my name Michael with a B? And I've been afraid of insects my whole life. Interviewer, stop, stop, stop. Where? Michael, Interviewer, where's the bee, Michael? There's a bee? I've seen that joke before. I had better luck with the other search results. Specifically, add the word antique. That usually seems to be a good addition when looking for things like this. And then you get more like the aged brass stuff that I'm looking for anyways. Why did half my screen just suddenly stop working? Well, I found swivel clasps that would work. Let's open that, find out what that is. Because I can't tell what it is from the tiny thumbnail. Owls! My friend Christine would love those. These ones are hearts. See, this is stuff I've never looked for before, so I'm not sure the nomenclature of what I'm looking for. This is the problem I have with every new subject that I get into. Okay, I have to admit, this thing is pretty rad. It's a lobster clasp that looks like a dragon. That's pretty neat. This is stuff that I can't make, so it's like... materials that I would have to spend money on to buy. cord end caps. Those are always useful. There's a I know there's probably a very specific term for what I'm looking for. Tuck lock. That might be thumb lock, tuck lock, buckle fastener. I wonder if I took a picture of that really beautiful bag. Let me take a double check in my files to see if I can Conquest. It appears that I did not take a picture of it. Which is weird because normally if I see something I really like, I take a picture of it so that I can reference it later for art. It's something like that. But they had one that was God, what are they called? They had one that was like much more ornate than that. The Demora are kind of fickle creatures and a bit petty, and they like things that are pretty. So they like things with lots of ornate designs. They like beautifully woven fabrics and brocades and silks and so I'm looking for something that's nice. And for some reason, looking for bag locks and clasps gave me a motorcycle bag, as they call it, made of vintage leather. Is that vintage style leather, I'm sure? Badly photoshopped onto the backs of motorcycles. I do like that aged leather look, though. Hold on. Motorcycle guys are gonna love this. It's just sitting there. It's not even attached. Gotta love the, like, cheap Amazon advertising. Conceptually, nice little bag. I'd rather put some belt loops on it. And use it as one that you tuck against your back. So one of the ones I was looking at was, it was very much like this, actually. It wasn't quite this. So I'm gonna have to find a leather supply that has the things that I'm looking for. At least, you know, now I know those are called cord end caps. I have flat cord end caps. Oh, Fantasy will like this one. There you go. There's some wolves for Fantasy, if she's still around. It's kind of neat. Not gonna lie. I really wish I'd taken a picture of that bag that I liked. Oh, they have Viking style ones for like braided leather cords and stuff for bracelets. That's neat. This is a craft that I haven't had much chance to really look into. How do you use these things? Oh. Still not sure how this item is used, but... Closure type zipper. There's no zipper involved. I think I have a vague idea how it works. Just doing research on stream, don't mind me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to find specifically a supplier that sells these things. Yep, puppers. Be better if it came in gold, but they don't. But they have like weird Viking style ones as well. Again, only in silver. That's neat. If I could find something with more, this is for boxes, but something for more, with more ornate scroll work on it, with that, like, vintage gold. Or antique bronze. I really, really like that. But these are for boxes and not for leathercraft. I mean, I suppose you can use them on leathercraft. They're not as effective. Um, oh, it's so annoying when you can't find what you need because you don't know exactly what you're looking for. See, it was like this, but it was also like, or had the ornate scroll work on it, like the other thing. Yes. Yes, please. I have my mug here if you want that. Thank you. It had coffee in it, though. Coffee flavored tea, then. Huh. I found a punch cutter kit. It says for leather. Don't know how good this would be. Upgrade new from clipboard. It's got lots of options if you need lots of unique shapes at very specific sizes. You're trying to find what you're looking for when you don't know how to verbally express what it is the most annoying thing in the universe. Ah! Sorry, I haven't drawn anything. You sent the dragon lobster claw. Did you see the wolf ones? I hope the wolf ones cheer you up. They go on the ends of cords. Oh, there's Kit's favorite Sam Brown buttons. Bolo tie ends. Bolo leather cord ends. Not what I'm looking for. The street should hydrate. Well, street hydrate is on its way up. My dad is making tea. It's a mid-morning tea. God, I wish I'd taken a picture of that bag. Well, let's try searching for... bag strap end cap. Nope. That just gives me bag straps with swivels on the end. Are these Silver's cloak clasps? They could be. I saw the wolves and I was like, Fantasy would like these. I might have to go to Pinterest for what I'm looking for. I did find a really cute bag the other day. I like the little metal flower. Where do people find stuff like this? That's what I need to know. Another neat one. That's pretty rad. The thing I am looking for... see if I can find it real quick. Nope. Not that either. Good, some people are so good at leather tooling, and I'm just like, That bag looks like a cello. think I may have found something similar. I just hear my computer working so hard. There's something about Pinterest that makes my computer just... Ugh. The computer tries so hard. Load faster. The heck is that doing in here? For some reason, I've got keyboards in my LARP folder. That doesn't make any sense. That's a thing. I really need to spend some time organizing organizing my Pinterest boards because this is taking so long just to scroll. Oh, Cheese is playing with the cat in the hall. Okay, let's where did I put it? Which tab is it now? That one. I've got so many tabs open now, guys. Let's close that. Let's close this, and this, and this. This. Silly motorcycle bag. Alright. It's stuff kind of like this that I'm looking for. The bronze fittings. I just don't know where to buy stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. Might have to make them myself. Could do the metal etching like Kit did on one of his episodes. Aha, found something that's very similar to what I'm looking for. I think I'm just gonna go. You want to? All right. Let's See you later, Ross. You going to LARP as a keyboard? No, my LARP folder contains stuff like ideas for potion bottles, leatherworking, costuming, tents, everything related to, possibly related to LARP. These ones definitely look handmade. Trying to drag, but it's these end caps. The one I saw at the medieval fair was like a really nice, beautiful quality one. These ones also look handmade. I might just have to learn how to do some brass working. Hello? Why did you not let me copy? Copy image. Let's start closing some of these tabs. I mean, look at this. Just look at this. That's insane. Also, where do you get those findings? Because the one I saw had the strap was kind of like this, where it had these beautiful little brass things on it, and then like a nice end cap on the end of the leather strap. And it's like, I just don't know where you get stuff like that. Certainly not from Amazon, even though one of my friends was like, oh yeah, you just get it from Amazon. And I'm like, well, they don't exist on Amazon. That bag was $100 that I saw, and I was like, I can get 2 bags for $20 less than that. Yeah, it was something like this. It was very beautiful. And I just don't know what those pieces are actually called. But I would certainly love to use them. Yeah, it was very much like this. And I just don't know what those things are called. But this is the kind of level of leather working that I want to get to. I want to work with the brass and the leather and the cool fasteners and stuff. And like clearly you can buy this somewhere because lots of people have made bags with this on it. Like this one, for example, people are using the same pieces, so where are they getting the pieces from? I know Arm Street probably makes their own stuff, so I'm not even going to use that as an example. But they have made some very beautiful pieces. But I'm pretty sure they manufacture most of their own stuff. If anybody could tell me what those are called, the little metal bits, I would deeply appreciate it. I'm gonna have to ask on Skilltree, I think. Okay, I just found something really neat. Well, let me show that. A little sewist set. Little tailoring kit that fits on your bracer. That's adorable. Yeah, a lot of these people are using very similar fasteners to what I was looking at. And if I just knew what they were called. All these bags are the same shape too, so I'm wondering if it's like a specific kit that these people are buying to do their leatherworking. Thanks for the hydrate. Hira, hello. Thank you. Thank you. My dad brought me tea. How you doing, Hira? They're metal bits. Yep, they're metal bits. We're trying to figure out what these little metal pieces are specifically called, Hira. Very swamped. Oh, well, thank you for lurking. My dad just brought me some tea. And then he took my soda cans away. Yeah, whenever I see these items, with these little, like, spiky things around it, it's always the same shape of bag, just different colors of leather. So I'm wondering if they're, like, buying a kit and following, like, a kit instruction with the leather that they want. No door sellers. The word you want is soliciting. No soliciting. Two kids from local high school just woke me up. Yep, you want a no solicitor sign. Whatever the equivalent is in Norwegian. Fantasy, did you see the wolf thing? Oh, I closed it. There were wolf clasps. but I have since closed it. I'm trying to find out what these metal bits on the strap are called. Look at the tooling on that bag, like, Like, when you look at it, like, really look at it, it's pretty simple tooling. These metal bits, man. I mean, I could probably make them. Oh, they aren't to your taste? Oh. I tried. You just didn't say anything, so I wasn't sure whether you saw them or not. This is an umbrella strap. Folding fan holster. This is a neat bag. Thank you for the hydrate. Neff. And you've reached the 20 stream streak. Woo! As usual, thank you so much for giving me your time. Time is precious, and I really appreciate you sharing your time with me while I sit here and do research on bag hardware. Let's close that application because I keep clicking on it and it doesn't need to be open. I can't tell whether this is AI or not. It probably is. But I still have to share it because it's neat. Let's close this one. Taking that to like probably a post-apocalyptic LARP would be really interesting. But it's probably AI. Ichi. Fallen into the cyberpunk side of things. I think this is supposed to be a lampshade. Made out of leather. That's weird. It's just... I found another interesting bag. A xenomorph style bag, anyone? Also, you can tell it's AI if you look at the chain. It's not connected to the purse, yeah. Mostly it's her arm in the background. I was more looking at the weird nonsensical patterns on the glass part. Not enough slime. Xenomorphs aren't slimy. Yes, it's a Geiger bag. Giger Geiger. Giger Digger. Herkidigger. Her arm in the background is just super skinny. One of the cool bag clasps that I saw is this one. It's like a little padlock thingy. I did see those at the medieval fair. Not my vibe, but they're still pretty neat. But the bags that I bought and the one that I've been trying to find a variant of, I am pretty sure are a more unique company. Oh yeah, well, like yeah, I would know how to make it, but like what you want is to have it like light up. You maybe not a diffuse LED behind it, but to get like the circuit pattern to show up, you'd put it in the edge so it points into the plastic and lights up anything that's on like pattern into the plastic. Naff, you remind me to take my meds and you forget to take your own. Whenever you have the med reminder, you should take your meds whenever you remind me. Also, my dad is so loud. I can hear him with my headphones off. He must be reading something to my mom. Who was that? Death! Dropping hydrates on my head. But I've got tea now, and it's so good. My dad makes terrible coffee, but he makes good tea. Well, then have breakfast. I'm supposed to take my meds with food, but I usually don't eat until dinner. Look at this bag. It's got a watch, like, embedded in the front of it. Could be a compass. That's old style tooling with the like flowers and the scroll work. Oh, that's neat. They've got to have a backgrounding tool that does that. Because if they were doing that with just a single circle that does like single smaller circles, that's insane. It's got to be a backgrounding tool. Although it might not, because there's a fair amount of consistency that they have with the circles. I think that's just a single circle punch that they're using. And once again, they have beautiful brass pieces on their works, and it's like, where do you get that? Where do you get them? It's like, am I missing something? God, I can't escape the AI either. Ugh. It's like you see something, you're like, oh, the thumbnail looks really cool, and then you get to the larger image, and you're just like, oh, yeah, that's AI. I want to see things that are real. Like this one. That's pretty cool. I like the layering of the leather pieces, and the braiding, and the coil around the edge. Like, that's really neat. Real things, better. And here's one with hairs on it, as in rabbit hair. There's a posture check. Everybody on Shrimp Thing spines? Okay, from a far from good. Yep. Look at those bun buns. For the hydrate. Found an oak leaf bag Fantasy might like. Let me just save this pin. Oak leaf bag for Fantasy. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, that's a cool design. Here's another cool one. Let's close this. Too many things open. Just the sheer amount of skill to craft things like this, like... Look at that, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And the thing I really love about leather, too, is it takes paint very well. It takes most mediums very, very well. Paint, dye, tools, texture. But if you fuck it up, oh boy. Takes shape well. If you cut it, it doesn't fray. Leather is just all around a great material. My computer's working so hard right now, it's just, it hates Pinterest. Yeah, Neff, that's a really cool design that you shared. Look, skull bag! They probably just molded some leather around one of those plastic Halloween skulls. And once again, they've got all this brass. That's definitely custom stuff, but still, like, damn. That's neat. The things people come up with are so cool. And I like that you can layer leather. Let's close the skull. You can layer leather of different colors to get this really neat effect. I love that. It's surprising that I haven't gotten into leatherwork before. considering it's something my mom used to do. Yeah, it is kind of a necro version of Kit's herb grinding bag. Is this apothecary bag or herbalist bag? That's it. Oops. Clicked off the program. Like, look at these end pieces for the belt. Like, where do you get stuff like this? It looks like belt hardware is one of the things that I need to look for. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be belt hardware that I have to look for. Belt fittings. I think it's probably a word that I have to keep in mind. I think we've started to approach the category that I have to search for. Belt fittings. What are these? See, there's the problem is when you get into a craft and you don't know the specific word of the thing you're looking for. It's just probably one of the most annoying things in the world. No, bleh. What is this thing? And then, of course, you know, somebody uploads something cool to Pinterest, and you're like, "What is this thing?" And they don't have any descriptor or anything. And apparently, like the little brass ends on a scabbard are called a chape. I didn't know that. Like, look at that. The tooling involved in that. I've started my first leather project, got to the sewing part, but it looked like ass, ordered new strips and a couple of tools. How to even make them? I don't know. This is why I like to know things. This is why I'm into crafting and into skill tree, because I just want to know how to make things. But look at the tooling on that. That is metal. Oh. Sorry, I'm nerding out. We are just vibing today. But I'm nerding out over it. The turquoise and the whatever that red gem is. It looks so good. This is definitely Demora vibes. Almost like nice flowy scrolls and waves and stuff. And like, they haven't uploaded any information with it, right? They just uploaded a picture and they don't tell you what it is. Like, this one apparently is a pen case. Tibetan pierced, chiseled, and gilded iron pen case. This is how important good quality pens were. Which is wild. It's made out of iron. And gilded. Like shit, man. Just nerding out over here. Yeah, I think if I want to do any, like, very specific, like, belt findings and fasteners and stuff for my pouch, I'm probably gonna have to learn some metal tooling. Oh yeah, I know at the time, Fantasy. Don't worry about it. We're just vibing today. We're learning stuff and sharing cool finds with you. I think this is a flag? Ah. Clicking on things. Look at that. Look at that work. That's neat. Oh, this appears to be something that Kamui made. So it's Warbler and fabric. I don't know what it's for. But it's neat. It's probably Genshin related. Or something like that. Honkai Star Rail. This is definitely Genshin. We've slowly moved away from the leathercraft stuff. Let's get back to the leathercraft, because that's what we're looking at. Yeah, I think belt hardware is the category that I have to look at. Yeah. Because this is the kind of thing that I'm looking for. And I've only ever seen it on belts, so, belt decorations and hardware is probably our starting point. If we want to find cool metal bits for things. Empty hiccups. My ears itchy. Yeah. Yeah, the more I look at belt hardware, the closer I get to what I'm looking for. And you can make these things. You just need the right tools. Punches, chisels, files, saws. Most of the ones that you can buy nowadays are made with metal stamping tools. And they require, you know, hydraulic presses and stuff. Which is something that I cannot do. Once again, found something fascinating. No link, no name, no reference, just the username uploading a blank thing. The sheer range of skills that the human race has always fascinated me. I have that type of belt, but no decorations. Yeah, it's the decorative bits that I'm looking for because they really add a lot to a piece. But I think I might have to make my own. I've fallen into the sword tang sections. Wow, some of these are amazing. If you've never seen sword tang designs, I highly recommend taking a look. There are way too many things to share. Here's one where somebody broke down some designs and some kind of Celtic scroll work. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen that before. Here, take a look at that. That's neat. Yep. Belt hardware. Belt hardware is definitely going to be the category that I have to look under. Thanks for the thanks for the hydrate fantasy. Here's a cool dagger. Sorry if stream's a little boring today. What is this thing? Oh, cool metalwork. I don't know what these are, but they're cool. Yeah, that was one cool dagger. So let's close this. I've got too many things open. Actually, I'm gonna leave this one open for now. This doesn't need to be open. This doesn't need to be open. The fact that that's a pen case still blows my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing was either. It was also not a pen case. close this. That is such a cute bag, though. I like the fox. Fox and the Hound. I'll save this. And then there's, oops, a couple different kinds of metal together in one piece, which is even crazier. I think I found something very Demora. Cord ornament. Apparently has a backing plate that goes with it. That's really neat. Look at that. That's a beautiful piece of work. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what a cord ornament is, but it's an ornament that goes on a cord. Probably. But the capacity for humans to create things is just so fascinating to me. And we've been doing it for thousands of years. Like, there's some things that they made so long ago, we don't even know how to make them anymore. And, like, our scientists are struggling to figure out how we made them. Look at the work on that belt. If they didn't use a machine to stamp all of those things out, somebody had to carve them by hand. Which is absolutely wild. I like the brass plate that's on the front of that leather. It's like the thing Kit made. With the chasing. But I suspect you would just get a brass plate and you would do the chasing that Kit did in his video. Also, cool boots. You're looking up leather on Pinterest, you get a lot of things. Cool boots. I like the boots that I got for Conquest, but they're literally a half size too big for me, but the half size down was too small for me. Specifically in the ankles. Because I have very big ankles, so I had to get one size up from where I could wear them because I am not a skinny person. I think I just have to make my own boots. Probably wouldn't do a metal plate on my bag, but I would definitely want to do something like this where there's a cutout with something behind it. Because I really like that style. Nah, clicking on things. And like this is another cool idea that you can do. Having the little metal pieces and then doing like a braided fold kind of border around it, that's really neat too. I think this is Boromir's part of Boromir's costume from Lord of the Rings. The details that they put into that are just mwah. The Lord of the Rings costume designers were truly spectacular. So. Alright, let's close these. I'm gonna leave this one open for now so that I have a reference, and that because it's cool. Alright. My dad wants to go get our COVID shots. So I'm gonna have to end stream. He just came to pester me for that. So. Too many windows open. We have two Berinis. Or we could just end stream. A stream tomorrow is going to be very short, by the way. Probably only an hour and a half because I have my doctor's appointment in the morning. And it's my first time seeing this doctor in like 15 or 20 years. So, a long time. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end stream today. I'll let you guys go find your own adventure. Yeah. Alright. I'll see you guys tomorrow. However briefly. Sorry if stream was boring today. It was really exciting in the beginning and then it kind of tapered off. So, started doing research. Fell into a rabbit hole. At least we got to see some cool things that people made. I just wish I knew who made them. That's the problem with Pinterest, is there's no way to associate a piece with somebody else without specifically saying it, and most people just upload shit. I hate that about Pinterest. Alright. Stormy weather today. It's snowing anyways, so stormy weather here as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. If you do decide to go traveling, I hope you end up on some fun and interesting shores. But otherwise, go enjoy a nap in the shade. And have a good rest of your day. Thank you for giving me your time, as always. It really means a lot to me. You all have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.